Okay, so I figured that the best way to show you how to do the turkey was to actually do a video instead of trying to do step-by-step picture instructions. It's just easier if I tell you. So what you're going to need is 3 scallops, and these are from the large Nestabilities scallops circles, and it's not the smallest, but the next one up from that. So you're going to need 3 of those in different colors. These are going to be as feathers. And then you're going to use the large classic circles, not the smallest one, but the next one up, and you're going to need 1 of those, and that's going to be his body. And then you're going to use the classic small circles, and this is also the second one in. It's not the smallest, but the next biggest, and that's going to be his head. And then you're going to cut a 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 piece square with, just use your paper trimmer to cut it, or if you have a punch that you want to use the punch, that's fine too. And that's going to be his hat. And then you're going to use your crocodile and cut out 2 circles from the larger side, which are going to be the buttons on his chest or whatever, and 2 circles from the smaller size that are going to be his eyes. And you're also going to need a piece of orange at some point to cut out a little beak for him. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fold your scallops, and this is the hardest part of the whole project. You're going to find a center scallop, whatever you want to be the center, and you're going to count up 4 on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to fold that up at that scallop. And really, it doesn't matter if it's really perfect, because it doesn't have to be. I'm just going to fold in between. If you want to be really precise, you can use your score pal or your score it, or even a bone folder and a ruler would work. So you got it like that. You folded it up to the 4, and then you're going to flip it over to this side, and you're going to fold them to the center to meet each other. And like I said, if you want to be real precise, you can use a ruler and measure and draw lines and do all that great stuff. But for the purpose of this, it turned out fine. So that's going to be your turkey feather. And I'll do the other 2 just so you can see. Again, you're going to find the center point, and you're going to count up 4 on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's where I'm going to fold it. And I'm just lining those 4s up with the grid lines on my mat, which makes it a little bit easier to make it a little straighter. So again, then you end up with that, and you're going to take it and flip it over, and then fold them towards each other in the middle. Okay, you're going to take 1 more, and you're going to find your center and count up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to fold them up. And then you're going to fold in towards each other. Okay, so we have that guy. So that's going to be our turkey feathers. I just took the square and I cut on either side wherever I thought I wanted the brim of the hat to be. Just cut in maybe 1/4 inch, and then just cut up at an angle. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can trim it to be anything that you want it to be. But just trim it up, and then like if you see that it's uneven, you can trim a little bit more off. It's pretty simple. I say that and it's not working, of course. Okay, and then I just trim a little off the top to make the hat flatter. But the 1 1/4 inch is a good starting point. And this doesn't have to be a perfect hat. I mean, you can see mine's not perfect. Okay, so we're going to take this quick stick by Quick Cuts, and it's got a, oh, and I just pulled the whole thing off. It has a little adhesive end to it, which is good for picking up these little pieces for the eyes. I'm just going to pick up the one piece, and I'm going to put a little bit of just a liquid glue. You can use whatever liquid glue you have. This happens to be Martha Stewart, as I'm not getting it to work. Actually, let's put it right on the, we'll put it right on here, and then we'll put the eyes on. Alright, there's one. Here's the other. You could also run these like through your Xeron machine or something if you really didn't want to mess with the glue, which is sometimes a pain like it's being right now. Okay, so you have the eyes. Now let's go ahead and glue the hat on. And I'm just taking my little Glue Glider Pro and just putting a little adhesive on the edge of the hat. And the great thing about this adhesive is if you go over the edge of your paper, you can just fold it back and you'll never see it. Now that you have your turkey hat and your turkey eyes, you need a turkey beak. And I'm just taking, if I can find it, a little extra piece of orange and just cut a triangle out of it. It doesn't have to be a perfect triangle. Just very simple. What I actually used for the sample, and if you have it, by all means, is the Stampin' Up ticket corner punch, and it's just the negative punch space that you use for that. And again, I'm using just a little bit of liquid glue because this is a really small piece, and I'm going to stick it on him. Okay, so we have his head done, and now I'm going to attach the head to the body because then we'll be able to see where to put the feathers. So let's go ahead and attach the head. I'm just using the glue glider again. And then just put him, oops, getting a little bit of adhesive there, and just push it back. And put his head wherever you would like it. And there he is. And then I'm going to go ahead and put his little buttons on the front of him. And then take the quick stick and pick up the buttons and put them on. Okay, now it's time for the feathers. It's easier if you lay them out to begin with and decide where you want them. And if you put on the center one first, that's the easiest. So I'm just going to take my glue glider. You're actually going to put the adhesive on the front. And again, that excess, you just tuck up there. And so this is going to be my center, and I just want to make sure that it shows above my turkey's hat a little bit. And then we'll put the other ones on just the same. And now I've glued them to the mat. And they don't have to be right next to each other. You can fan them out a little bit more if you wanted to. Put this guy on and fold up the adhesive. I'm telling you, this glue glider adhesive, it really sticks. It's the permanent bond. It is some seriously good adhesive. And I'm actually going to put a little bit behind the turkey's hat so that it doesn't come apart. Okay, so there's your adorable little turkey. Isn't he cute?